In today's video, I talk about why it's so important for your business to build contacts so that you can grow. Cue the intro. Hi folks, welcome to the channel. For those of you new here, my name is Andrew and I sell stuff on eBay and Amazon online for a profit, and Vinted Pro as well actually. In today's video, I thought I would talk about why it's really important to build contacts in your business. Um, if you are reselling like me, then you're probably going round charity shops, car boot sales, trying to buy stock, and you're very dependent upon what's available there in order to supply your business. Uh, if you are out to charity shops, say you visit 10 in a day, and you only buy two things, that means you've only got two things to list. If you go to the car boot sale, it's raining, only a few sellers have turned up, and you're only grabbing 5 or 6 items from those that have turned up there, then you've only got 5 or 6 items to list. If you are therefore dependent upon those kind of locations for your sourcing, then you are going to be dependent upon the quality of the stuff that they get in, the price that is being charged, and the weather as to how many people turning up. Um, Now, don't get me wrong, it is possible to go around charity shops, car boot sales, and get lots of stock from them, but it's hard work, and it means that you've got to be out there constantly doing it, and you are going to have days where you don't get any stock coming in. Now, if you're trying to build a business and scale a business to a level where it's going to give you really good income, whether that be part time or whether that be full time, you really do need a steady and dependable supply of stock so that you can consistently list new product on eBay, Vinted, Amazon, wherever it may be that you're selling. You need that constant flow of products coming in. Otherwise, you're going to be listing in fits and starts, and all of those products, all those platforms, sorry, really like people who list consistently. If you list 10 items a day, say on eBay and Vinted, every day of the week, you're going to get some good, strong sales coming through, as long as they're reasonably decent items. But if you're just listing 5 items here, 2 items there, maybe 15 after the car boot sale, and then you have a couple of days where you don't list anything, you're not going to get that consistency of sales, and your business and your cash flow isn't going to grow in the same way that it could do. You're not really maximizing it to its full potential. Um, what you should be aiming to do, and what I think everyone should be aiming to do who's running a reselling business in any shape or form, is making sure that you've got supply chains in place bringing you stock, um, so that you don't have to rely on there being good weather for a good car boot to happen, or the charity shop pricing stuff at a reasonable enough price that you can afford it, and them having enough stuff that you can actually make enough margin on it. You want suppliers basically. That's what we should be thinking of. The charity shop, the car boot sales, they are suppliers. Um, so you really need to uh, get suppliers in place who can give you stock so that you can consistently feed your business with stock. Because if you're consistently feeding your business with stock, you will consistently get sales, which will give you more cash, which means that you can then buy more stock. Um, Critical to this, therefore, is making contacts. You need to go out there and identify, first of all, the places to get a lot of stock in. So that could be a charity shop, for example, that doesn't constantly have signs out saying no donations, thank you, that is constantly turning its stock over. It doesn't have to be selling its stock at the best possible prices either. It just has to be a location that is consistently getting stock in and selling it. Um, because the key thing about pretty much all charity shops around, unless they're a very local one, is that they all have targets to meet. Um, they have to raise a certain amount of money for the charity, and to cover the cost of their rents, the business rates, the utilities, etc., on the shop that they're selling in. So you want to try and find those charity shops. They've got those targets that they've got to meet. And then you want to go and tell them what you do. You don't want to shy away. You want to say, hey, look, I sell on eBay. I have X amount of money I could spend with you per week on stuff. This is the kind of things I'm looking for. Um, would be able to do a deal if you get this kind of stuff in. This is the price I can pay. I appreciate it might not be as much as you get on the shop floor. Um, I have to make margin on it as well. But would you be prepared to put some aside for me on the basis that I will give you a consistent income every week if you're receiving that kind of stock? Obviously, you have to be some awareness of what kind of stock normally comes into that charity shop as well. There's no point going in there and asking for Louis Vuitton handbags, for example, if that charity shop has never ever had a Louis Vuitton handbag in. But if you've observed that they're consistently, say, getting, I don't know, Levi's jeans in, you could say, I will consistently give you £6 per pair of Levi's, and I will take all of the ones that you get in every week. That could be hundreds and hundreds of pounds per month for that charity shop. You will find that eight, 9 times out of 10, they will say yes to that deal. But you don't know unless you try. Uh, I would definitely recommend trying that, getting that supply chain in place with your local charity shops. But the other thing is, if you go into the car boots quite regularly, um, there's always people there who have a good supply of stock coming in. You'll see stores with brand new stock that's on there consistently. You'll see house clearance stores, and then you'll see individual sellers just clearing the house. No point. Well, actually, depending upon what those individual sellers clearing the house has, it might have some point in asking them if they've got more stuff. Because if they've got, a very niche down sort of store where they're selling collectible items, um, they're likely a collector and have probably got some more stuff that they want to get rid of but can't fit it all in the car. So you come across that kind of store, ask them if they've got more. Have a business card, tell them what you do, give them your business card and say, I'd love to buy some more stuff from you. You go to those stores that are selling brand new stuff. If they're selling it at a price where you can make margin on it, and it's the kind of stuff that's selling well on eBay or whatever, again, give them your card, ask them if they've got more. Tell them the type of stuff that you like selling because they've obviously got a source of stock. They're buying this stuff in probably by the pallet load. They're taking it to the car boot. They're selling it for like 100% margin for them. You're then selling it on eBay for maybe 200% margin or whatever. Give them your card, build a relationship with them, start buying from them regularly. You don't even have to wait for them to go to the car boot. You can just say, look, if you get X, Y, and Z in, again, I'd be happy to take all of them. And if they all of a sudden they start using their contacts that they've built to get more stock in of the stuff that you want because you're selling it, you'll suddenly find that you're getting loads and loads more stock coming in through that relationship, through that contact that you've built. Same with house clearance guys. They're constantly clearing houses. They have loads of stuff that they bring to the car boot because they don't know how to deal with it. It might be clothing, it might be books, but they don't necessarily have a means of facilitating the sale of it other than taking it to the car boot. Again, give them your card, tell them what you do, tell them the kind of stuff that you're looking for, and you will find that they will ring you first before they even bring the stuff to the car boot, and you'll be able to go there and handpick the stuff that you want. And you don't have to wait for it being good weather. You don't have to worry about the fact that it's winter and there's no car boots on because they're still doing house clearances and now they're not having to store the stuff because they're selling it to you. So they're not waiting anymore for a car boot and having to fill up garages of stock because they've got you to sell it to. And if you start building those relationships in place, you will get those supply chains. How do I know this works? Because this is literally what I do. This is why I am overwhelmed with stock, to be honest. Um, I don't go to car boots because I don't need to anymore because I have people who literally will ring me every week offering me stock. Sometimes I'll say, that's not for me and not buy it. And sometimes I will buy it. Even when I'm out in retail stores, if they are getting, if they've got a load of stuff come in, that looks really good and I can make margin on it. I'm asking if I can make more, if I can buy more. Sometimes the manager's showing an interest because you're bulk buying and stuff. They want to know what's going on. I just tell them I'm buying this to sell on eBay. Have you got any more? Yes, we have. Just this week, I was invited to buy a load more stuff that wasn't on the shop floor yet because I was honest and told them what I do. Uh, and I've ended up with nearly £5,000 worth of stock, and I spent less than £1,000 on it. Um, it was an amazing deal, and it's one that I can now repeat because they know what I do. They know that if they get stuff that meets my metrics, meets my margin, I will buy it. I'll buy it consistently, and I will help that retail store hit its target for how much sales revenue it has to generate. So I'm an ideal customer there. I don't return stuff. Uh, I buy it, I sell it, I move it on. That's it. There are businesses out there that are looking for you to come and buy from them, but all you have to do is put yourself out there and tell people what you do. Don't be scared to do it. Don't be afraid. And make sure you build those supply chains because there is no excuse for anybody in this country, no matter where you are, not being able to get stock and not being able to get stock on a consistent basis. All you have to do is put yourself out there, ask them if they've got any more stuff, tell people what you do. Sometimes you'll get knocked back, you'll get rejected. That's fine. There's a load more people out there that have got stuff they want to shift, and they're just looking for you to come along and buy it from them. Thank you so much for watching the video. If you've made it this far, comment sellotape down below, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye for now.